April 17th, 1912, New York Harbor. Titanic arrives to cheers and marvel. Reporters swarm the docks. Headlines scream, "The unsinkable prevails. Titanic survives." Welcome to Omar's story Nook, where history gets spicy, legends get a remix, and imagination runs wild. Every tale you hear is a whisper of Omar, echoing through timelines, past and parallel. Now close your eyes and drift into the North Atlantic. It's April 14th, 1912. Night has fallen like velvet on the sea. The water is still. The stars blaze overhead. And cutting through that calm, the RMS Titanic, the crown jewel of human ambition, sails forward, unsinkable, unstoppable. She carries millionaires and migrants, hope and hubris, jazz in the dining halls, coal in the boilers, dreams stitched into every deck plank. But history tells us this story ends in ice, that beneath the surface waits a jagged grave, that over 1,500 souls were lost to water that did not forgive. But what if it didn't end that way? What if, just before the fatal strike, a shout came sooner, a hand turned faster, a ship swerved wider? What if the Titanic missed the iceberg? Then everything we thought we knew would be rewritten, and the unsinkable ship wouldn't just survive, she would change the course of the world. Iceberg! Dead ahead! The call pierces the quiet, but this time, it's heard in time. This time, Second Officer Lightoller responds instantly. Orders shout down the corridor. Hard to starboard! Full reverse. Massive engines groan, the wheel strains, and for a suspended moment, the Titanic leans into the turn like a beast changing course. She misses it. By feet. Ice scrapes the outer hull. Harmless, not fatal. No breach, no panic, just a groan of steel. A jolt. Then calm. In the smoking rooms and staterooms, passengers feel the shift, but not the danger. The string quartet continues. The bakers keep kneading dough. A near miss, nothing more. The crew notes the coordinates, a close call. They'll report it, but it won't make headlines. Yet in that moment, history slides like a door into another dimension. Because by surviving the night, Titanic doesn't just reach her destination, she rewrites destiny. April 17th, 1912, New York Harbor. Titanic arrives to cheers and marvel. Reporters swarm the docks. Headlines scream, "The unsinkable prevails. Titanic survives. Brushed with death, she's no longer just a marvel of steel. She is myth. A ship touched by danger, yet untouched by loss." J.P. Morgan exits with renewed influence. Isidore and Ida Strauss are embraced as elder statespeople. Margaret Brown, Molly, seizes the moment, launching her rise as a suffragist and humanitarian. The ship is preserved, never scrapped. Docked for decades as a floating symbol of human mastery. School children tour her decks. Inventors draw blueprints in her cafe. Writers pen novels in her library. She becomes a sanctuary of stories and proof that destiny can be altered. But this escape from tragedy echoes across industries. Because when catastrophe is avoided, so too is reform. Inspired by Titanic's tale, shipping empires enter a golden age. The oceanic era is born. Titanic 2, Titanic 3, Leviathan-class liners follow. Floating cities with cathedrals and casinos, but without a wake-up call, safety lags behind. Lifeboat laws? Stalled. Maritime training? Outdated. Governments see no need for reform. Why fix what hasn't failed? Meanwhile, aviation falters. Why risk the sky when the sea offers chandeliers? America and Europe build their diplomacy not through embassies, but ballrooms at sea. And still, no one sees the cracks beneath the confidence. No one listens to the whisper of fragility. because survival sometimes breeds arrogance, the legacy of the living. Yet Titanic's survival births more than complacency. It births vision. Molly Brown becomes a senator by 1920. Ida Strauss funds the first integrated hospital in New York. Titanic's engineers revolutionize green engines by 1930. JP Morgan leads peace summits before World War One ignites. And in a time when wars rise everywhere, Titanic remains the one place where all nations dine together. In this world, Titanic is not a ghost beneath the sea, but a temple above it, docked in New York as a permanent museum, a ship turned university where history breathes. But fate, always watching, shifts in silence. When you dodge one disaster, you often drift toward another. And yet, hope endures, because when one ship steers right in the night, it teaches every ship behind her how to sail smarter. They said Titanic was doomed. That hubris made justice in the cold. But in this world, hubris yielded and humanity learned. They turned in time, and the ripple became a wave. A generation inspired, a ship remembered not for how she sank, but for how she endured. And in quiet moments, when oceans hush and fog rolls in, you might hear her voice in the wind: turn now and live. This isn't just a what if, this is Omar's story Nook, where truth whispers between the lines and legacy refuses to fade. Until the next whisper of Omar, stay listening,